Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to show you guys how I utilize books for our African and African American Studies course. Here is one of the books I'm going to highlight for you today, and it's called Heritage, African American Readings for Writing. And I like this book because I can utilize this for our African American Studies, learning a lot of history. And it's also used for reading comprehension, vocabulary, spelling, writing. If you have nothing else, you can use a book like this, guys, that incorporates a lot of different skills and a lot of different subjects to teach. A lot of you ask for African American Studies curriculum. Here is what I would call a piece of literature, and it's also curriculum. So let's dive on in. How would I use this book? Well, let's look at the author. The author attended Hampton University. We also have a University of Wisconsin at Milwaukee attendee. They wrote this book. Here is the table of contents. We're talking about understanding the writing process. It goes through how to write. What's the process of writing? How to write your first draft. How to revise, edit, create thematic contents. You okay? It brings in science, arts, media, religion, church, freedom, equality. So that's civics, heritage, so many different topics. They're teaching you how to write and how to improve your reading comprehension skills through African American literature. And again, this book is part of our African/African American studies within our home education. I use a lot of books for that subject area, and I'm going to highlight a few throughout the next couple of weeks, so that you can see what I do, what I use, and how I use it. Okay? Just look at, let's pick something. And they give you everything you need. So let's say we come here. This is about childhood, adolescence, growing up. This is a college level book. Many of my books are high school and college level books. So I would have to choose the content very carefully depending on the age of my son, okay? Before I just dive into, any one of these. But I'm showing you this as an example. So they give you the writing, okay? So you would read this. You and your child would read this together. And what I would do, I make photocopies, okay? I make photocopies. So I have the book. I'm reading from the book. I make a photocopy. The child is reading from the photocopy. The first thing I would do, because for us, a part of our reading comprehension is a few steps. The first thing I do is I say, look at the text. Let's break out the paragraph. So on his photocopy pages, he would write the paragraph numbers for each paragraph. So he would write 1 here. He would write 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, and so on. That way we are organizing the paragraphs. And as we read it on the side margins, we would write a brief summary of what the paragraph says. Okay, what is the paragraph about? What is it giving us? What's the high level overview of each one? What's the main idea, in other words? And then it gives us discussion questions. Here are the questions that I would ask at the end or throughout the reading, guys. It asks discussion questions. And it gives you writing assignments, okay? We have questions. We will do them together. I would assign a few. We would go find the answer wherever we, one second, baby. Wherever we would find the answer. Let's say how would you characterize the narrator? So however he would characterize the narrator, I would ask him, okay, where did you find that information? What paragraph kind of helped you figure that out? He would go to the paragraph, underline where he found that information or the pieces of information that gave him that understanding. And then he would write what paragraph numbers he found them on. Okay. And then when I go to that paragraph, I would be able to see, where he found it. So he would write paragraph 10 here as an example. And then if I go to paragraph 10, and let's say paragraph 10 is here, then he would have underlined where he got that thought process. So he would write number 1 here because that's the answer to number 1. And it's paragraph 10. So again, when I look at the question, I would see number 1 and I would see paragraph 10. Okay. So simple, so easy. That's how we do it. In many of the writings, they also give you vocabulary. Okay. So this one gives you a vocabulary word. And if it doesn't give you vocabulary, that's okay. You can read it in advance and pull out your own vocabulary words. But in many, many cases, it will give you vocabulary words. Okay? So again, this is awesome. This teaches reading comprehension. It gives you vocabulary. You can use it as spelling. You can use it for writing. This is awesome. You can also use it for copy work and for narration and for dictation. What are those things? Okay, what's copy work? I'm going to just open it up anywhere. Let's say we are doing this here. The copy work would basically be to copy what you see. So I would have him write the word and write the definition. Okay, and I would probably have him look it up and find the part of speech. Look at this, guys. It even references where it's located. So let's look for this word here. Give us 1. Where is that referenced? It's referenced right over here. So he would be able to find this word here to ensure he understands the context in which that word is being used, and to also verify and validate that the definition they provided us is accurate. I love this book. So easy. It's a pick up and go type thing, guys. Okay. So that was copy work. You're just copying something. So I would have him copy the vocabulary. Narration. For narration, all you're doing is reading. You're reading it aloud, or you are summarizing what you've already heard or what you've read. So after we read a paragraph, remember I told you how we, number the paragraphs, right? We number the paragraphs on this side because this side gives you the numbers that correlate or correspond to the vocabulary. So let's say after we read this paragraph here, remember I told you on the margins we would write a summary, right, of the main idea. So after we read it, I would say, okay, what is that paragraph about? What is the theme? What is the big picture? What is the takeaway from this paragraph? Give me a summary. And he would basically summarize what he has read, or he would summarize what he has heard me read. And that's narration. Okay, that's narration right there. So again, this book can be used for so many things. And again, like I told you, the many subjects. Move your foot, boo-boo. Hi, good morning. Okay, so let's say we were reading something. I'm going back to the table of contents, guys. Bear with me. Okay, so let's say we were reading something about science, right? So if we're reading something about science or technology or whatever, I would find something in the area of science that would further enhance what we're reading. Okay? So again, this gives you so much good content. Okay? If at the end of the day, if you're looking to simplify your homeschool, this is the kind of stuff you want to use. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to continue to use within our homeschool. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you gleaned something from what I said. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comment box below. Talk to me. Tell me, what do you think about this? I got this from Amazon. I got it, all my books that I purchased used on Thrift Books or Amazon. They're really cheap. I'm not going to pay a lot of money for a book, so I will put it in my cart and I will wait until it gets under a certain amount. And if it just doesn't get there after a few months, I'll just bite the bullet and purchase it. But I want to say this was probably under $10, okay? Under $10, guys, and look at the plethora of information that you have found and that you can use for so many different things. So, yeah, that's it. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with anyone who you think may find it useful. Make it a great day, guys. Be blessed.